Blessings everyone, welcome here, welcome back. And if you're new, hi, my name is Jamie and I am a Pleiadian starseed and on a mission here to activate your starseed awakening, to activate your starseed origins, to activate your galactic purpose and mission codes so that you can remember why you came here and what you came here to do in this very important time and age of humanity and Earth's ascension. Thank you for joining me today. Today, the Pleiadians are coming through very clearly and they have a very specific message that they want to share with all of us here, with all of you watching this today. You're being brought here, you're being guided here for a very specific purpose, for a very specific reason. And this is a message that you need to open your heart to receive today. And I hope that I be a clear channel. I ask that I be a clear channel for the information that is coming through for all of us here today. Today is going to be a combination of Akashic record reading as well as maybe some light language. No, there will be light language coming through. There will be some upgrades, some clearing that they will provide us with. Maybe some singing bowls, but we shall see. But most importantly, it's the message and it's the vibration of the energy of the information, the frequency of the information that you're receiving right now that is the most important. Don't worry about whether the messages make sense to you. Don't worry about whether you resonate with the messages. As long as you resonate with this vibration, with this frequency, now, then this is exactly what you're meant to receive right now. Time and space does not exist in the Akashic records, does not exist when we're doing this work, when we're working with the divine frequency. So whenever you're watching this, you're exactly meant to receive it right here, right now. So I ask that we open our hearts to the information that's coming through. We open our minds and release all expectations and just be in the being of receiving. We gather together in light, we gather together in love. We gather together in knowing the messages from above. Through the Akashic records, we understand our wisdom. Through the Akashic records, we understand our greatness. Through the Akashic records, we understand what's there. This prayer will help deliver us there. I wish to know the audience, the viewers of this video in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see the audience, the viewers of this video in the light of the Akashic records. Bring me to feel the audience, the viewers in the light of the Akashic records. I wish to know the audience, the viewers of this video in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see the audience, the viewers of this video in the light of the Akashic records. Bring me to feel the audience, the viewers in the light of the Akashic records. And now the Akashic records are open. Calling in only the highest frequency of the Pleiadians to come through. And they're here. And they want to begin with a light language activation. Muwaya kyaya suturuwaya mukuwaya saya kyuyu sunuturuwaya kyuyu sunuturuwaya kyuyu sunuturuwaya malaya kyaya sa ana ya kyaya su ukwaya saya kyaya su unuturuwaya malaha kyaya su huwaya saya hayakya Hamalaya su Hamalaya su Hamalaya su Chuyua Kyua Amalaya Suyu Kyua Yuaya Nataraya Amaya Suyuaya Kyaya Turuaya Amalaya Kyaya Suturuaya Amalaya 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 Waya kaya suhumulu wahaya kaya suturu waya mahaya saya ya kaya Hanataraya kaya suwa nataraya kyu suwaya kaya na hamalaya kaya husuaya hamalaya kaya sunuturuwa hamalaya kaya suturuwaya kaya hamalaya kaya suturuwaya malaya kaya suturuwaya ma hamalaya kaya usuturuwaya Hamalaya kaya usuturuwaya Hamalaya kaya suhuaya mahaya kaya su uturuwaya kaya su uturu ukuwaya saya kaya su uturuwaya kaya su uturuwaya kaya Hamalaya kaya su kaya sa Ataraya kaya suhuaya mahaya kaya su Ataraya kaya husumuluwaya kaya su Ataraya malaha kaya saya Hakaya samalaya Hamala 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 Taraya kyuyu hukuruaya malahakaya hukuru humulu hukuaya kuruaya malaya kaya hukuruaya malaya kaya Let it burn, let it burn. Let it all burn down. Don't be afraid of this fire. Don't be afraid of this heat. Let it all burn down. Let it all burn down. It has to burn down. It has to burn into ashes before you can rise from the ashes. Let it all burn down. Muluaya saya kaya su. Muluaya kaya suhunu turuaya nataraya kaya muluaya kaya huruaya kaya suhuaya kaya su Hamala Hayakeya Suhuaya Saya Hayakeya Shuayakeya Huayakeya 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 Humuluhusua Humuluhusuaya Humuluhuaya Saya Hu Turuaya Husuaya Keyasu. That was a big clearing for you to create space for the new. Let the vibration, let the code sink into your field. Let it sink into your field. Let it do the work. To burn down, to dissolve, to melt away anything that is no longer in alignment with your galactic mission. You are a Pleiadian. Don't doubt that. You are a Pleiadian. And in fact, you are a combination, a mixture of different star beings, light beings. But this Pleiadian mission is what you are being activated right now. The Pleiadians have seeded life on Earth. The Pleiadians have been watching over life on Earth. And the Pleiadians are now stepping in whilst honoring your free will, humans' free will, to correct, to align, to realign, so that you, humans, will not need to experience devastation of the end that you have brought upon yourselves. This is a very important time in the entire universe, and everyone is watching. Can you humans unite in love and harmony to shift your timeline, to shift your destiny? We're stepping in. Many of you have experienced walk-ins, soul swaps. There might be a time in your life where you can't exactly point out what shifted, but something did, and you remembered. You remembered what you came here to do. You remembered your mission. You remembered your purpose. You remembered this agreement. And so your role, your job, is to come in union with each and every one of us. To meditate, to receive, to activate, and light up the collective. We need more. We need more of you to remember now. We need more of you to remember now. And it takes all of us to shift the timelines. We need to work together. The clearing that you just received from the codes before, we're clearing out your human belief systems, programming, false programmings, illusions, the matrix. You'll realize soon that things that used to bother you no longer do. The human worries, chase for material things, they just fall away. They will just fall away. You might not even notice, but it's happening. Join the community that this channel has created. Follow your heart. You'll feel the confirmation. You'll feel the resonance. Healing will become very different as we move along. You no longer need to do the work. You no longer need to open up your wounds to do the work. That takes too long. All you have to do is to receive light language, is to tap into your abilities to speak light language. Remember, it is only a remembering. And speak it when you need it. When you speak it, the vibrations resonate throughout your entire cell, entire single atom in your body, in your physical makeup. Your DNAs will shift, your DNAs will change. Your body will change. Everything will change. And you'll realize again that these things you thought you had to work through, trauma, childhood wounds, all these things, when you lift to a certain frequency, these things just fall away because they don't vibrate at your frequency, your new frequency that you're vibrating at. They just fall away. You're not bypassing it. You acknowledge that it was there. You give thanks to what it has taught you. But you don't have to hold on to it. You can release it. Many has the misconception that they have to go through the work before their vibration will lift, before their vibration will increase, will shift. But no, the truth is that you choose to first shift your vibration, and then those things will be released. They will just fall away, detached, because your frequency can no longer hold on to it, or rather, they can no longer vibrate at that low vibration because your frequency has risen so much. You don't do the work and wait for the vibration to lift. You lift your vibration and let what does not align with that vibration anymore fall away. automatically, seamlessly, peacefully. Visualize you like this in this card. This is the best representation. Can you see Earth? Can you see you? You're a beautiful being. Look at the light that emanates through you, out of you. Look at the light, and look at the light that is shining upon Earth. This is healing the Earth. And many of you, many of us, are being called to come together to do this through meditation, visualization. And just simply close your eyes and visualize all of us in a circle around Earth. All of us being these light all around Earth and just beaming our light onto Earth. That is how we lift the vibration of the collective. That is how we heal planet Earth. That is how we all lift into the new Earth. That is how all of us can move into the new Earth and nobody will be left behind. But it takes each and every one of you listening right now to remember who you are. That might take time, and that's okay. But with the codes that you will receive next, it will happen very quickly. And the most important thing is to come back to your heart. Don't let your mind rule you. Don't let your mind try to persuade you into thinking logically and rationally. A lot of the things that you will receive next in the next coming days, weeks, months, years, well, your life is going to shift completely after this. A lot of the things that you're being told to do, guided to do, does not make sense. For example, moving across the world doesn't make sense to live somewhere that you're comfortable in. For example, leaving a relationship. For example, leaving a job. For example, spending money on certain things. Might not make sense. But then, in your bones, in your soul, it does. It's not in your mind, but in your soul it does. Now follow that soul calling. Follow that soul calling. Do whatever it takes to follow that soul calling. We'll begin the activation of your light, your DNA codes, your Pleiadian DNA codes, and the galactic mission. Wakyaya suhu muturuaya mukuruaya sanatara akyaya suturuaya kyaya suturuaya kyaya kuru amruaya kyaya sunuturuaya ma mukuruaya suruturuaya mukuruaya 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 usunuturuaya kyaya 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 suturuaya malaya kyaya kyaya usuturuaya kyaya sanataraya umuluaya kyaya Uturuayakaya, Uturuayakaya, Ukuruayakaya, Ukuruayakaya, Muluayakaya, Ukuruayamakaya, Ukuruayamalayakaya. Amalayakaya, Usunuturuayakaya, Su Uturuayakaya, Su Uturuayakaya, Su. Hakarayasu, Umuluwahayakeyasu, Umuluwayahayakeyasu, Umuluwayahayakeyasu, Uturuwayamalahakeyasu. Uturuwayakeyasu, Hamalahayakya, 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 Ukuruwa ayakeyasu, Uwayakya, Tarayakeyasa. Activation complete. Take a break. Take a break. Allow yourself to take breaks. Now is not a time to act. Now is not a time to do. Take a break and allow these codes to stabilize. Do this every single day. Do this activation every single day. It is important to receive this activation for 7 to 14 days consecutively. It is important to allow the clearing to be complete in the 7 to 14 days. It is important to allow the activation, the codes to integrate and stabilize into your field for 7 to 14 days. This is important. This is important. This is important. This is important for your remembering. We thank you for being here today. We thank you for following your guidance and tapping onto this frequency today. We thank you for listening, and we ask that you treat this message seriously, because each and every single one of you play a role in this. And if one person if there's one person that doesn't remember their calling and step into it fully, we might not get there. This is why your work is important. This is why your service is important. We thank you for volunteering to come into this body. We thank you for volunteering to be in this density. We thank you for your work. We will protect you. We will watch over you as we always do. And we will guide you. We will guide you. We will guide you. Thank you. I give gratitude to myself for entering the records. I give gratitude to the Pleiadians for lighting the way. I give gratitude to this space for the comfort and love. I give gratitude to my highest self, to the highest self of all the viewers and the audience of this video, for guiding me here, for joining me here today. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. That was such an amazing transmission. I wasn't expecting them to be so straightforward to the point with regards to the destiny that we are leading ourselves towards. I usually try to refrain from talking about destiny or what's going to happen to Earth if we continue what we're doing to it, because I do believe that that might not happen. And that's the reason why we're here. Everything is frequency, is a timeline that we vibrate in. Timelines are just frequencies. They're like dimensions. And where the collective is right now and what we're experiencing in this plane is a simple reflection to us in terms of the vibration that we are vibrating at, that we're existing on. And you know what? When we all come together to do the work to lift our own vibration and come together to do the work to activate others, to raise the vibration of others, whether it be a meditation group, whether it be a yoga session, a yoga class, whether it be a breathwork session, whether it be a kirtan, whether it be a singing bowl, sound bath session, like anything, come together in a group to tap into the frequency of your heart, because that is where our vibration comes together to lift a collective consciousness. And this is the most important thing that we're being told to do right now, is to come together and really create these spaces, these opportunities for everyone to tap into their divine frequency, into the frequency of the one unified consciousness. And remember, and feel what it is like to live in love and to live in harmony. This is the new earth. And when we all come together to really light ourselves up and to light up our vibration and our frequency, that's where the collective frequency will shift. And when we shift, when we increase our vibration, that's where we will tap into a different timeline. And that's where these things that are predicted by people and what's going to happen to Earth, the dark days, they might not even happen. That is why I try not to talk about it, because I so believe that we are able to affect the entire collective consciousness such that we don't have to experience these things. And when the Pleiadians are talking about, what we might experience if we don't do the work to raise the collective consciousness, they said it very clearly. And in no way it is instilling fear or a confirmation that it will happen. No, it's just a stark reminder that, hey, this is where we're leading towards if we don't change. And they're not trying to create fear or separation in all of us. No. And stop listening to what the other people are talking about. Stop trying to predict what is going to happen to planet Earth, to us. Because the more that you give your power away to these things, the more we're vibrating at that lower vibration and lower frequency, and the more that will happen. So it's almost like they're pleading us to remember what we came here to do as Pleiadian starseeds. They said, you are a Pleiadian. You're a combination of many different star beings. You're a hybrid starseed. That is the truth. That is the fact. Whether you resonate with it or not at this moment, let it be. And one day you will realize, oh, that's the truth. Take your power back. Focus on love. And focus on what you can do. Focus on what you can play a part in. And follow your soul's calling. No matter how irrational your mind may think it is. It is so important right now. Before I end this transmission, I wanted to share the 3 cards that I pulled before I even started recording this video. I opened the Akashic records a couple of minutes before while having cacao, and I pulled 3 cards, and they are basically what the Pleiadians have talked about. I already shared one, which is this, what is it called? Star being healing codes. You are a star being in a human body. Look, this is you, and you're beaming light onto Earth. And they explained this already. That your light is powerful. And imagine all of us just around the circumference of planet Earth, just beaming light onto planet Earth. Imagine the effects of this. It is already happening. But more of us need to remember, this is why you're being activated. What a beautiful card. The next card is Unbound, which is what they have already done on you in the beginning when they were clearing and saying, let it burn down, let it burn down. Don't worry and don't fear the heat, the fire, let it burn down. You have to burn these matrix, these programming, the human fear, the linear way of thinking and understanding things. You have to burn all of these down into ashes so you can rise from the ashes like a phoenix. This is the Unbound card. And it's telling you to really just unbound from the strings that have been tied onto you, have been restricting you. Look, the strings that are attached to the body, and what I see in my mind's eye now is like, you know when you're being kidnapped? Like, I mean, I hope nobody has to go through that, but when they tie your hands and your legs in those movies and they blindfold you and they like tape your mouth, that's what it is like right now in a lot of us. That is what these, programming and conditioning and the matrix is causing us to feel like restricted, limited, like we have our hands and our legs tied together and we can't see, we can't speak, which is why so many of us have blocked throat chakras. We have to unbound. And that is what the light codes in the beginning, when I first opened the Akashic records and the light language just came through, that is what it's talking about. You have to unbound, you have to let it burn down and create space for what's new that is about to come. And last but not least, it's the take a break card. And the information that is coming through from this card is basically what they said at the end, where they say take a break and it's not a time to be doing things right now. It is not a time, the energy is not assisting us to act on our messages. In fact, you might not even be receiving much because you're not meant to. And that in itself is guidance, is divine guidance, that you do not need to do anything, and all you have to do is to just be. Just be and allow these codes to really integrate into your field, to really stabilize in your energetic field. And they said 7 to 14 days. It depends on how quickly it happens to you. It depends on how clear your channel is. It depends on a lot of factors. That's why there is no set number of days that you have to receive the frequency, to receive this activation consecutively. But minimum 7 days and maximum 14 days. Or just listen to what your body is telling you. But minimum 7 days. Minimum 7 days. And when you're receiving these codes, it's all the action you need to do. Receive. Receive and be, and allow these codes to just integrate. You can even set the intention before you receive the activation to just release all that's on your mind and to clear out everything that is in your body, in your mind, in your shoulders, everywhere that you hold energy, release, and just allow the light codes to work on you. And even after you receive the codes, even after you receive in this 30-40 minute video, the entire day, just really take care of your body. Really just eat light, drink lots of water, and be. And so these are the cards and the messages that came through. I hope that it serves you. And one last thing that's coming to my mind is they did mention to join the community that this channel has created. I almost didn't want to share that because I thought, well, that's a little bit narcissistic. That's something I have to heal from, you know, while the ego coming in and really just letting the ego be the ego. And I know that if I don't say this, it's going to be a disservice for a lot of you. So if you're feeling connected, if you're feeling pulled to join the community that I've created on WhatsApp, please just send me an email or a message on Instagram. The details are in the description box below. We talk about a bunch of things, and recently a lot about ancient Egypt, a lot about encounters with light beings, and just being able to listen and to hear people share about their experiences make you feel you're not crazy, you're not alone in this journey, because now it's time to come together. Like, for too long we have been living in solitude. We have been living in like the four walls and feeling like we're all alone and we're crazy. But no, like many of us are awakening, and find your tribe. Like maybe it might be my community, maybe it might be someone else's community. Like, it's completely dependent on what resonates with you in this moment. Remember, follow your soul calling. So I'll leave it as this, and if you're feeling called to join, just simply drop me a message. It's as easy as that, and I welcome you, and I can't wait to hear all of your experiences. Sending lots of love. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one.